Hi guys, welcome to today's class. Basically about back bends. Of course, not so difficult ones, but I'll give you some cues and variations. So if you're advanced, hi guys, or if you're just beginner, feel free to use any props and blocks to feel comfortable in the position. So, sorry Instagram people for back of my cat. Now it should be visible. We will definitely need something like blocks or maybe books. So if you have something somewhere in your flat handy, so just bring it. I'll give you a couple minutes and seconds till we get to supine position. And of course, we need strap. So feel free to use the strap from your yoga mat, because you already have the loop there, so sometimes it's easier to use that. If you are already on your mat, just start in Virasana, so hero pose. If this is already too much for your knees, or you feel any pressure somewhere or some pinching pain, so maybe just do Supta Baddha Konasana with back lying on the mat and feet touching and your knees spread. If you're okay with Virasana, you can use the block or a couple of books, or maybe no prop if you don't have any. Under to support your back, under a little lower than your scapulas end. And this should give you nice decompression feeling. You can use the middle height or just put it really low, depends how you feel in that pose. And that might be it's pretty possible that, well, probable that you change the position of the block a couple times. I usually do that like as I feel. I don't need the pressure at that point anymore, so I just put the block away or just move it lower, depends. So you can use another block under your head to reduce compression on your spine, cervical spine. But you know, as you feel, either you place your arms over your head or just on your heels. Make sure you can stay a couple minutes, moments in the posture. So make it more comfortable than just very stretchy and more energy taken. So when you already found the right position of your block, close your eyes and try to focus on your breath. As we always start with a practice, just observe your body. The feeling, how your belly and chest is spreading and gets more and less volume, as we usually don't focus on that obvious, because breathing is something natural. Sometimes we tend to breathe very, very flat, and as we don't use all of our main breathing muscles, we tend to breathe more with the accessory ones, which are also the neck muscles. That's why we get often migraines. So today we'll be basically trying to open our hearts. It comes with a lot of emotions sometimes after practice. A lot of openness. And as we people usually tend to keep our bodies in forward folds, most of joints are flexed most of the time. As we sit, walk, even sometimes sleeping on the side of the body, and we use a cocoon pose. So knees are flexed, hips are flexed. Our major flexors are usually more developed and shorter. And this is the main problem we get when we start to do back bends, because back bends are quite the opposite from forward folds, as they are as well important as forward folds. This is when you start with yoga practice, this is something like learning how to walk on your hands, how to do the handstands. It's also something very unnatural, new to our bodies, to our brains. So that's why we need to sometimes focus even more on completely different parts than our backs. Because naturally, we think back bends are connected with bending our backs. And as the lower back is from nature very bendy, of course we can bend there and use full range of bend and extension, but it's very important that we engage our belly muscles as a contra mechanism for preserving our lumbar spine in a healthy curve, and to reach more extension in our backs. We focus on opening the thoracic spine, which is usually blocked. So now start to breathe into your chest and feel how the chest rises and lowers. Breathe in, hold, and sigh out through your mouth. You feel how the tension in your body is leaving every muscle. Try to lose the tension even in your face muscle. And as you breathe in, elevate your arms behind your head. And as you breathe out, place your arms next to your body. Again, breathe in. Move your arms behind your head. Stretch both arms. And as you breathe out, just grab both elbows and try to press a little against the mat or caudal direction towards your mat if you're very high on your block, and release. Slowly start to move out of the pose as you first support your spine with your forearms on your mat, and then place your block away. And if you are in Virasana, just move your legs so your feet are on the mat. Make sure you place all the blocks away so you're not bumping your head as I did. And lie again on your back. Your arms are next to your body. Ideally, your middle fingers can touch your heels or almost can touch your heels. Knees are parallel and hip distance. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, elevate your hips from the mat into supported bridge. This is the next important part in our back bends, the glutes, the big extensors of our hips. Of course, external rotators as well. If they are tight, it's not good, so we use accessory muscles. And if they are weak, we might get more lumbar pain because our lumbar muscles have to be engaged in walking. So move your right foot closer to the midline and elevate your left leg towards the ceiling. Stretch the knee and push a little more into that right glute. Move your hips higher towards the ceiling. Press your palms against the mat and engage your belly muscles. Slowly switch the legs. As you elevate your right leg towards the ceiling and press your hips higher away from the mat. Make sure they are parallel with the mat. Engage the belly muscles. And slowly place both feet on the mat. Knees aren't opening to the outside, so make sure you engage your glutes, all of your glutes. You have 3 of them. Hips are still in the air. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just go down vertebra by vertebra from the thoracic through the lumbar vertebrae and last the sacral area, and release both hips to the mat. grab the knees, hug them, and try to do some contraflexion in all your joints. And as you exhale, place your forehead close to your knees. And as you release your head again to the mat, just try to move your hips from left to right and give your maybe SI joints, maybe sacral area and the pelvic bone a little massage. So use your whole body muscles to get into the sitting posture and focus on your spine. Now you're sitting nice and straight on both of your hip bones. Your chin goes a little more closer to your chest bone. And as you breathe in, both arms are going to the ceiling. Look up. And as you breathe out, place your right arm to the mat. Bend the left elbow and try to maybe go as deep as possible to be able to sit straight with your left hand. So you should be somewhere in between your scapulas, your shoulder blades. Make sure you are not bending to the front. And as you are quite deep, try to hover away from all the head, neck bones and the shoulder area. So try to stay with your hand in the air, and as you would like to touch both your fingers and both your arms to complete cow face. Place your right arm under from down towards your left hand. As you like to touch your fingers. Sometimes it's quite difficult. This is easy. This is difficult. So both palms are facing behind of your body. And try to breathe, hold for a second. Release your right hand and touch your head from the right side with your left hand. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, stretch your right neck muscles. And release. The same thing on the other side. So breathe in, both arms towards the ceiling. Breathe out, right hand on the mat, left hand on the mat, or the other side. Make sure you don't do one side twice. And the right hand is trying to grab this area between shoulder blades, and then just hover with the arm. Sometimes you feel like one side is way easier as the other. And now try to get closer with your lower left hand as you would like to touch in cow face hands. This is the active shoulder strengthening and opening, because shoulders are very important in back bends, especially when you train for full grip. And now release your left hand to the mat, grab your left head from over with your right hand, breathe in, and as you breathe out, stretch your head to the right side and give your neck muscles little release. And slowly come back. Last time we try to release our neck muscles. Interlace your fingers, place your fingers from behind your head. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, pull very, very gently your head forward. Should be just a very nice pull, maybe even less than weight of your hands, your arms. And then when you already bent your head or your neck to forward, try to move your head very slightly to left and to right. This time we reach upper parts of your trapezius muscles. This trapezius is a very big muscle. It's connected not just to shoulders and to spine, but even to your head. So if you have tight muscle over there, you likely might get migraines as well. And slowly release. Keep your fingers interlaced and place your fingers from down to your chin area. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, gently push your head up to the extension. It should be more pull and push. So you're more trying to get higher with the kin actively than just press behind yourself. So this is the movement, not behind. And release. Get to the all fours. This is where we start to work on our spine. You can tuck your toes. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are approximately under your hips. And start first move with the breathing. Breathe in, go a little forward over your head with the shoulders, and breathe out. Hips are coming closer towards your heels. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And slowly start to move your spine as you feel. So make a round spine on the way forward and nice cow spine on the way towards your heels. Breathe in and breathe out, and do whatever your spine feels like This is it. This is the movement I was waiting for all day. And move always with your breath. So slow breathing. Move forward and breathe out. Back. The next time as we move forward, we engage our belly muscles and lift the knees to high plank. And breathe out to the downward dog. Just pedal a little both your feet. Make sure you're hugging with your upper arms in. And as you breathe in, come back again into high plank. Bend the knees on the exhale. Come with your chest and chin closer to the mat. Chest out. And as you breathe in, cobra. Small cobra, chest out, look up, elbows close to your body and toes are active. And your glutes are very, very active. Tuck your toes, press yourself on the exhale to child's pose. And as you inhale, move yourself into high plank. And again, exhale. Hips high into downward facing dog. We try to move the same way as we did before with our breathing. So breathe in, high plank. Breathe out, knee, chest, chin, down to the mat. Breathe in, small cobra. This time, stay in small cobra, bend the knees and press yourself even higher, as like your toes would almost touch your head. And you imagine, you can really visualize that picture. Your toes are on your head. Release, exhale. And press yourself into child's pose. Inhale, high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Last time. Go on your toes, inhale, round the spine, end up in the high plank. Exhale, toes, chest, chin, touching the mat. Inhale into small cobra, bend the knees, and imaginary touch your head with the toes. And exhale into child's pose. And downward facing dog. I know we had the last time, but we have a second last time. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knee, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, cobra, toes touching the head, and stay in your cobra. Your fingers are touching the mat. If you feel like, you can place whole palms next to your chest. I usually prefer to do it on my fingers. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, press yourself even higher into the cobra. Your elbows are still closer to the body, not going outside, on the outside of the mat. Chest out, your glutes are active, your quads are active. fingers or toes are pressing against the mat and you really want to grow, and release. Touch your fingers even more wider than the mat. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, big cobra, all your muscles are active. Look up, chest out, open the chest, engage your belly muscles. I cannot do that well anymore, but you can really good modify. And last time, breathe in, breathe out. We want to make sure all our back muscles are active. Now try to release your hands out of the mat. Hold, smile, and put your arms behind your body, almost like in locust. Maybe interlace your fingers. Try to pull yourself even higher. Your shoulders are going away from your ears and shoulder blades are touching. And release. Try to stay on your belly and place your feet, like your toes together, and your heels are falling apart, so you decompress your SI joints, and just move your hips from left to right. Get nice release of your back muscles. So we're coming back on our feet and hands. Both hands are next to your chest from left and right. Toes are engaged, tucked in. As you breathe out, go into high plank. We will meet there. So breathe in, press yourself into high plank. On the exhale, hold and move into downward facing dog. Again, paddle all out. Left and right knee, and focus on the straight spine, not on extended knees or your heels touching the ground. This comes with your practice eventually. As you breathe in, three-legged dog, right leg rises towards the ceiling. On the exhale, open the hip and bend the knee. Try to get keep your shoulders squared, so not open the whole side body, just the hip area. And as you breathe out, move your right knee towards your right elbow. Hold. Breathe in and exhale. Move your right knee to your left elbow. Hold. Inhale, and as you exhale, place your right leg under your body from the left side and open up your left arm towards the ceiling. Open up your left side body into fallen triangle. Maybe stretch your or lengthen your left arm over your head and move your hips even higher. Slowly place both your hands on the mat and come to pigeon pose. If this is too much and you cannot sit on your right hip yet, just place any kind of books or block under your right hip bone. Try to square your hips and your toes on your left leg are looking down. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, look behind you towards your leg. Try to bend your left knee and catch your left foot from the inside and just look in front of you and open up your other shoulder capsule. If this is available to you, use your grip to place your foot closer to your glutes. This is already accessible. Touch or grab your foot with your right hand and maybe complete your mermaid. You can always use the strap, but if you are uncomfortable with movement like this, so just stay here. This is more healthy. And slowly release. Again, straighten your rear leg and look behind you from the other side, so from the contralateral side, from the hip where you sit in. Maybe try to bend the knee again and touch or grab the foot from the right side. And again, pull yourself through that foot away and chest out, look up, and maybe bend that foot again or that knee and place your foot closer to your hip bones, to your glutes, and release. Engage your quads, toes on your left foot are engaged. Breathe in, and as you exhale, engage your belly muscles and place yourself into three-legged high plank. And the elevated leg bends in the knee, foot is flexed, the knee opens to the outside, and let that foot fall behind you and complete your wild thing, or just down dog, depends in which pose you feel more comfortable. Slowly move your eyes towards the mat through the side plank on your left side. Slowly move your right foot towards front of your mat into high lunge. Arms go up towards the ceiling on the inhale, and as you exhale, cactus those arms, chest out. Again, inhale in that position, exhale, round the spine, close your forearms, inhale, open up the chest, look up, cactus those arms, and as you exhale, place your left hand back on the mat, and on next inhale, open up into easy twist. Slowly come back on into chaturanga, into high plank. As you exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. On the inhale, cobra with your toes touching your head. And on the exhale, again, child's pose. Through the inhale into high plank and exhale into downward facing dog. Now we know what awaits us on the other side. Breathe in, three-legged dog, left leg rises. On the exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips, shoulders are squared. Inhale, on the exhale, left knee to the left elbow, hold. Inhale and exhale, move your left knee to right elbow, hold. And next exhale, place your left leg next to your right body, open up to the right side, fallen triangle. And maybe lengthen your arm over your head. And slowly move your eyes towards the mat. Place your left shin on your mat, and you end up in the pigeon. The same. Keep your hips squared. You can do full pigeon with your 90 degrees angle with your knee, or just place your heel as close to your pelvic floor as possible. And look behind you. First, on the same side as your rear foot is, touch the foot and open up the shoulder with contradiction, like with the movement where your upper body wants to go to the front and your foot wants to go to behind. So it's like you want to tear your shoulder, and then maybe press your foot closer to your right hip, and maybe complete your mermaid. As you release, switch the sides, switch the sides, but still the same foot behind your body. Hold yourself with the right hand on the mat, breathe in, left arm goes towards the ceiling, and as you breathe out, look behind you. First try to hold your hand or your arm without any help of your foot, and then find the rear foot. And first pull yourself upward and then maybe bend. Slowly release. And again, engage your belly muscles. Toes are tucked in on your right foot. On the exhale, move your front leg into three-legged high plank. Bend the knee, flex the foot, open up the left knee to the outside and let your left foot fall behind you into wild thing. Open up the chest, press yourself out of your right shoulder and find that strong base on your 3 points, on your right hand, right foot and left toes. Maybe just hover the toes over your surface, but it's not necessary. And then move through your side plank on the right side with your left foot as slow as possible towards front of your mat. Land into high plank. Breathe in, elevated arms towards the ceiling. Look up, breathe out, cactus arms. Again, breathe in, chest out, breathe out, forearms together, round the spine. Breathe in, chest out, look up, breathe out. Again, round the spine. Slowly, on the exhale, place your right hand on the mat, and as you breathe in, easy twist to the left side. Left hand goes towards the ceiling, look up, and try to keep your straight spine and don't collapse on your right shoulder. Slowly come back with both arms. We land in the high plank. Breathe in, breathe out, knee, chest, chin. As you breathe in, cobra, toes touching the head. As you breathe out, child's pose. Here stay. Crawl with your fingers forward so you can land in the puppy pose. Either you just touch your forehead to the mat, or maybe your chin, or maybe your chest. Important is whether you stay in deep back bend or not. You need to be able to breathe. If you cannot breathe, something is wrong. Just take it more easy and use previous version, and make sure your hips are over your knees. And slowly release back into child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here Toes can be engaged or tucked in. Arms are released for a while. As you breathe in again, go into high plank and breathe out into downward facing dog. As you breathe in, elevate your right leg into three-legged dog. Breathe out, knee to your chest, hold. And as you breathe in again, foot in between your hands. Breathe in into high lunge. And hold. Place your hands in front of your chest and use that momentum as you lean forward to get into one-legged stand. First, try to place your foot as high as possible without help of your hands. So it might be here on your thigh from the inside, or higher, or you lose the balance. It's normal. Make sure you spare your knee and find that balance for a while. In the tree pose. So you release your hands, grab your left toe with your index and the middle finger of your right arm. Stretch the leg. If this is too much, use the strap and open up behind to your twisted posture. Slowly come back and still don't touch the floor. Grab your left foot from the inside with your left hand. Elevate your right arm towards the ceiling and we go to the dancer pose. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, first kick, 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 kick that rear foot over, behind and higher. And if you cannot anymore, just start to lean forward. And slowly come back. And as you came up, lean your body forward. Go through warrior 3 into that high lunge. And with your hands in front of your heart, twist to the right side and place your left elbow to the outside of your right knee and twist to the right side. The twists are an important part of our back bends. So if you do just back bends, you should definitely decompress your spine on the end of your practice. And release your Arms on the mat, high plank, knee, chest, chin. Breathe in into cobra, toes are touching the head, and come straight to the downward facing dog. Left leg rises, three-legged dog, into bent knee under your body, under your chest, and as you inhale, place your foot between your hands into high plunge, into high lunge. On the exhale, your hands in front of your chest. Lean forward. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, use again the momentum to land in one-legged standing pose. And place your foot from the inside of your quad or your thigh or your calf. And first, catch the breath. And then grab the right toe with the left index and middle finger. Stretch the leg and maybe look behind you and straighten your right arm behind you. If this is too much, just use the strap or use the knee. Keep the bent knee and just do the twist. Grab your right foot with your right hand from the inside. Breathe in, left arm is up. As you breathe out, start to kick. And if you lose the balance, don't worry. As you can see, I try to square my hips as much as possible. And just keep that foot high. And then start to bend forward. And slowly, with a control, come back. Release the foot and move into warrior 3. And slowly, high lunge, hands in front of your heart. Breathe in. As you breathe out, twist to the left side and look your right elbow over your left knee from the outside and deepen the twist. If this is too much, you keep on falling from the posture, just place your knee on the mat. Remember, the postures aren't here, like you aren't here for postures. Postures are here for you, so use them. And slowly release, come back into mat through chaturanga and end up in Sphinx pose. Now we're gonna do something like a frog. So bend the left knee, right forearm goes a little closer to the midline of the mat. Remember, don't collapse on your shoulders. You don't want to do this. You want to place yourself away from the mat, out of your shoulders. Chest goes out. Belly muscles are active. And your glutes are engaged. Try to grab your left foot with your left hand, and if this is already enough, just do this. If you can switch the grip from your back of your foot, just try to do the half frog and concentrate on open chest. Look in front of you. And breathe into the deep flexion of your knee. Remember, it's always healthier if you try to put your foot closer to your glute. So if you try to grab your side body with your fingers, not place your foot to the outside of your body. You can do that when you're very, very, very open in your knees. But first try to get here, slowly release, switch. So left hand, left forearm is closer to the midline. Pull yourself away from the mat, and like you wanted to push, like pull your pelvic floor closer to your arms and pop the chest a little more out. Breathe in. As you breathe out, try to grab your right foot from the inside with your right arm or right hand. Breathe in as you breathe out. If this is available to you, just pull your foot closer to your left side body and try to grab your maybe your hip or your thigh. And release. Press yourself into your shins. The last variation is our last pose is the camel pose. We won't do the regular one. Of course, if you fancy the regular one, you can do the regular one. Depends which difficulty you want to choose. The first one, if you don't have opened hip flexors and you tend to be like shifted behind like this, maybe check one day in the mirror how your camel looks like. Even though sometimes we feel like, oh, we do very well, then we are very shifted. This is not good for your cervical spine and for getting deeper in the posture. So in that case, just work on your upper thoracic. You want to grow with your chest up higher, and then as you get high, you can complete your twist behind. So either place your palms behind your hip bones and your shoulders are closer to each other, elbows are close to your body. First look up, chest out. Maybe if you feel like you can grab the left heel, try to find that with your left hand. And you're still trying to engage your belly muscles. Maybe tuck the toes, maybe it will be easier. And just do the half camel pose. Slowly look behind you, high and far. Don't just passively hang in your cervical spine there. And straighten your right arm behind you. Remember, if you cannot breathe and talk in the posture, something is wrong. You're holding the breath, you get a headache after. And when you exit the pose, always first goes the body and the head goes last. The same thing. Hands are on your lower back. Look up, chest out and up, and then start to lean a little. If this is available to you, just grab the right foot or right heel with your right hand and straighten your left hand and follow your hand with your look behind you. Again, it's very important to engage your belly muscles in this posture, otherwise you will get a lower back pain because you're collapsing there. And slowly, first goes the hand. Ideally, place both your hands on your lower back, and then hips are getting put down and your chest is narrowing and the head is the last. Place your knees away from each other and go to the child's pose to decompress a little your lower back and try to breathe into your lower spine. It's quite important. If you do even more complicated and deeper back bends as we did today, make sure you are not forward folding right after, because you need to get those spinal discs to get them relieved and move all the soft tissue in there correctly through all area in the spinal discs. And if we forward fold right after, we might get too much attention, too much tension and too much forces on the other side of the spinal discs, and we might injure ourselves. So release the forehead, breathe, and slowly move on your belly again. A last back bend will be the bow. So bend the knees, grab your both ankles or the feet, ideally ankles. Keep your knees hip distance apart, so make sure your knees are not opening up. Flex your feet, breathe in, and as you breathe out, pull yourself with your feet so your torso comes out and up, chest comes out, look up. Belly is active, glutes are strong. And release. We do one more time. So place your head to the right side. You can still keep the bends. Breathe in. Make sure your knees are close to each other. Bend the feet. Up. Hold. Maybe try to fall to the left side. In that bow pose. And come slowly back. Again, hold the bow. Feet underneath and knees are close to each other. Elbows are close to each other as well. And then, I don't know if I have enough space, but I hope so. And try to fall to the right side. This is again very nice stretch of your shoulders as well, and coordination skill. And come again back and release. Place your forehead into your mat and try to engage your belly muscles so your lumbar spine is really flat and your belly muscles are, or your belly is almost hovering. Now engage your quads, belly, and even your arms. Try to make like a contra to the mat. It's like you want to lift yourself out of this posture and release. Slowly move yourself into seated posture. We do one seated twist, so right foot goes from the outside of the left knee. Breathe in into left arm, look up and hug your right knee, look behind. And try to grow higher with every inhale and get deeper in the twist with every exhale. It's the easy seated twist. And complete the contra. Turn on the left side. And switch the legs. Right leg on the floor. Left foot goes from the outside of the right knee. Breathe in with your right arm towards the ceiling, look up and breathe out. Just hug the left knee and complete the twist. Try to keep your straight spine. And again, it's not important to look far behind you, because then you put your cervical spine under compression. You want to open in your thoracic spine. So belly is always engaged in the twist. And lumbar spine cannot twist really. So either you twist with your hips or you twist with your thoracic or thoracolumbar area, and that isn't always good because this area is usually overworked. Slowly release. Baddha Konasana, both feet are touching and knees are falling to sides. Spine is straight. Look up. And as you look down, open up your feet as like you want to read a book. Look on your feet. Chest goes out. And maybe lean forward a little. And release your feet. And try to go deeper with your upper body over your Baddha Konasana. Slower your breath and come slowly back. And as you round the spine, maybe help yourself, hold yourself on the knees. Try to decompress your spine a little. Some really rounded spine Try to move your shoulder blade left higher than the right. Very similar movement than we do in downward facing dog. And then slide with your hands over your thighs and end up on your backs. Both knees are hugged in, and on your exhale, twist both your knees to the left side, cactus your right hand and look to the right side. Slowly come back to neutral, and on the exhale move your knees to the right side, left hand, left arm is bent in the elbow 90 degrees. Look to the left side. And slowly come to your final Shavasana pose. Your shoulder blades are closer to each other, so your shoulders can be relaxed and not pushed towards your ears. Your feet are falling apart. Your hands, your palms are facing towards ceiling. Eyes are closed. Feel the area where you worked the most today. Everybody is different, so every one of us can have more overworked area somewhere else. Some of us are feeling more open hips. Some of us are felt chest openness. Sometimes you get that weird feeling on your lower back. Of course, we want to avoid that, but we've been there and it's not always wrong. Of course, we have to work on our lower back muscles as well, so sometimes you just get muscle ache over there. So don't judge yourself, don't compare yourself with others. Just try to find your own path and be confident, be happy with every step you made. Sometimes you just think you stagnant on one point and you cannot get farther, but you always learn something new, even though it's not so obvious. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Slowly move with all extremities and move yourself to the right or the left side of your body. Eyes are closed. Press yourself into seated position. Of course, if you feel like staying in your Shavasana for longer, feel free. to do so. I thank you for today's commitment. Be grateful for every step you made. Be grateful for your mind, for your speech, for your feelings, for your physical body. I hope to see you in the next practice. Namaste.